The last to fall. I won't shed a tear for them to see. And I won't have your name to call. 'Cause I will be the last to fall.
With over 24% of the 1.9 billion square acres in America alone, the mountains that so many people call home are also host to some of the most incredible mysteries in the world. The missing, the murdered, strange creatures, unexplained lights, and sightings of unidentified objects. These stories may be strange, they may be sad, they may be odd, but they are mysterious. These are the Mountain Mysteries Gatherings. And now, live from the Pantry Studio, broadcast to all time zones around the world, with listeners of the podcast in the United States, Canada, Germany, Norway, India, the United Kingdom, and more. These are the Mountain Mysteries Gatherings. Now, your host, Chris Sloan.
Good evening, and thanks for joining us on the Mountain Mysteries Gatherings. This is impromptu. I know that a lot of you had some notice as early as Saturday or Sunday, but still, I wanted to come on before the actual show of the gatherings, which is coming up on Thursday at 8 o'clock, and talk to you a little bit about some new things that are going on here at the Mountain Mysteries. Number one, episode 9 is scheduled for release. Matter of fact, I believe Patreon subscribers had it at midnight last, which is now playing for Patreon subscribers. Of course, it'll be downloadable for the public coming up this Friday. I think that you're going to really like this one if you like suspense and mysteries, which this really fits the bill for those things. Also, Patreon subscribers have heard about, if you've listened to the episode, you've heard about Blur. Or blurs. What the Mountain Mysteries and what we are doing with blurs are, they can be 5, 10, 15 minutes long, something like that. Not really enough to justify what I'd like to think is an episode, which I like those to be at least 20 minutes. And if you like them a little longer, you're going to love this thing coming up Friday, because it's like an hour and 10 minutes on the Mountain Mystery of 657 Boulevard, The Watcher. And we're going to talk about that in a minute. But blurs are like little segments of short stories that are alleged to have actually happened. Whether or not they did, I don't know. But the writers of those say, I actually experienced this. This is what happened. This was the outcome. And most of the time, it's something that would change somebody's life forever. So those are going to be available only for Patreon subscribers. I can't stress enough. And that's on all tier levels. $3, $5, $10, whatever. Excuse me. But these things are just downright freaking creepy. And again, they do contain explicit content. Whether it's some words that you may not want the kiddos to hear, or the story content alone is kind of frightening. The first one is called The Plane Ride That Never Ends. And it's about a guy who loses track of time. Or does he? Check it out on Patreon. And, we actually included that first one. And that's the only one that we're going to include in the podcast. And the reason why, because it's like 6 minutes long. And I'm not big into what you'd call a 6-minute infomercial, but I wanted you guys to hear this. We had talked about doing this on the last gatherings, and I was trying to get to sleep on Friday night, and something just would not let me go to sleep. So I'm up at 4 a.m. on Saturday during doing the first Blur and finishing up episode 9, which I've went back and I've listened to it, found a little mistake here and there, corrected that. Anyways, long story short, I think it sounds pretty good. I hope that you guys enjoy it. And I tried to make things to where, our Patreon people get a little more, because without them, we couldn't be doing this right now. I hate to bring it up, but these things cost, and somebody's got to pay. And for as little as $3 a month, you help with that. In addition, not only do you get the early access to every single episode, the Mountain Mysteries does, but you also get the Blur or Blurs now. And some of them could be 2 and 3 Blurs together in the same release. And these are going to be released on, it starts Sunday, May 9th, which is not far off. It's right after the day of the celebration of life for April, Tim, and Dwayne. Speaking of which, that's this Saturday at Paintsville Lake, shelter number 4. We've been talking about this thing for weeks. I have confirmed that it appears that a lot of Dwayne's family will be there. Some of his friends, which they're more than welcome. The last time I checked the forecast, it's going to be sunny, and I think it was 60 or 70. As a matter of fact, I can probably go on out and check that again real quick using my handy dandy phone app. So let's see here. So according to the guys at AccuWeather, on Sunday, temperatures are going to be Saturday. Temperatures are going to be a little on the cool side, around 62 or so, maybe 63, and a mix of sun and clouds. That's on May 8th. So as long as that holds up, I'm riding up there. I'm going to bring my bike up there. April had a thing for motorcycles. She just loved them. Yeah, so that's in honor of her. Trust me, I've ridden in a lot worse. I've ridden with sleet flying, snow flying. It's, anybody that rides either rides in that weather or you don't ride. That's the way it is. So I've got no problem with that. That's why I've got Thank You Ray Day and Tara Day and the folks at Mineshaft Harley Davidson. Quick plug. But that's why I've got the gear to ride in, heated jackets and all that stuff. I've got all that stuff, so that won't be a problem. So if you want to ride, that's great. If you want to drive your car on up and enjoy it and wear you a light sweatshirt or something, that's cool too. This starts at noon. There'll be a cookout there. Balloon release at 4:20 because of military time. That's 4:20. In military time, that's 16 April's age, 24 Tim's age, 20 Dwayne's age. So we're going to be doing a balloon release there. We'll have raffle tickets that are available for some of the bigger prizes like the smart TV and some gift cards. And we're also going to have prizes that we give away, Mountain Mysteries gift packs. Of course, one of those will be included in the raffle too. I actually had somebody ask if we'd sign it. If you want, yeah. I don't, but yeah, okay. I'll sign it. I'm sure Allie will sign it, and I'm sure that Arrow will stick his signature in there too. His signature kind of looks like Brad Pitt's anyways. So anyways, the whole purpose of this is to introduce families to each other and people to each other that have lost people. I can do all I can to support somebody, and I'm perfectly fine with that. It's an honor for me. But the truth is I cannot truly relate to what it's like to lose a child. I don't think. Can't even imagine that. It's I can't imagine what people go through. We all lose people that we love, but anyway, I think that if we have the support systems like that in place, where we can talk to other people and kind of share our feelings and as to what's going on. And I can think of very few people to do it better than Sharon. She's been doing this for 30 years. And some people are not even a year into it yet. And that's a level of hell that I can't fathom. Yeah, my thoughts are wandering somewhere. So, but this is going to be Saturday, May 8th. You're not required to pay a single cent when you get there. You don't have to buy a raffle ticket. You don't have to do anything like that. But we will have some pretty cool prizes. I think the tickets are, what was it? 1 for 3 and 5 for 8, something like that. Allie will be up there to take care of that. And after the balloon release is when we'll do the raffle drawing. We will also be up there to record for a future podcast, which may very well be episode 10 or 11. So it'll be coming up pretty quick. And I want to encourage you that if you want us to highlight someone that you've lost, do not be afraid to approach me, either whether it's up there or by email, thepantrystudio@yahoo.com. Again, pantry, PANTRY, studio@yahoo.com. You can send us an email with that. That also goes for blurs. If you want to write about something that you've experienced, be it an encounter with a spirit or something that you just couldn't explain, then feel free to write it in Word or PDF format and email it to us. And if we use you, or if we use your story, we'll certainly give you recognition for that. But a lot of these blurs, some of them are urban legends. They are presented for entertainment. The real stuff that is going on with the missing, mysterious deaths, creatures, that kind of thing, that's on the podcast. And again, the podcast is available to the public every Friday. There's no charge for it. You can be a Patreon subscriber, and not only will you get those episodes early, but we will also have blurs for you, and they're going to be every Sunday. So on Patreon on Sundays and Tuesdays, you can bet you're getting something. It's going to happen. And I just thought that was some added value and a way to say thanks for our Patreon members. And the only time that you'll hear blurs outside of this episode 9 is on Patreon. Now, you will hear us talk about them quite often because I'm going to be honest with you. Some of these things they're freaking crazy. It's out there. But they're interesting. No doubt about it, especially if you're into paranormal or cryptids or anything like that. They're definitely out there. I've had an experience with spiritual encounters, and I'm still telling you, that time that we were in North Georgia at Two Wheels of Such as a motorcycle campground, I heard tree knocking to the left and to the right of me. It seemed like it was some kind of intelligent pattern that was going back and forth too. So these are things that that's what blurs are about. And I may even include the tree knocking thing because that was an experience that I had. And I can tell you, we had that. It was in 2018. Excuse me, 2018 or 19, because we weren't able to go last year because of the pandemic and all that. But still, I will be out of studio and out of the office May 18th through something. Taking a little bit of a break, but yeah, the episodes will continue. We'll have things scheduled, including blurs, the Mountain Mysteries podcast, and you may even see us pop on this video thing here a time or two. But that will be either live from Georgia if there is any kind of internet service connection there. I don't know, or we'll pre-record something and have it on here because I love talking with you guys. I love getting your feedback. And even if I can't be on here live, it doesn't mean that I won't be on there and checking things out. So, I mean, it's going to be something that, back to the celebration. I'm sorry. My mind's all over the place. It's going to be something that's going to be a lot of positivity. And all I ask is that people come up there and they show respect for the families. They respect each other, and we all have a common thing. We all have a common bond. We're people. We're human beings. People love. And again, as you can see down there at on the ticker at the bottom, that's May 8th at noon at Paintsville Lake Shelter number 4. I don't think you're going to be able to miss it because we're already expecting quite a crowd to come up. Free cookout with hot dogs, burgers, baked beans, and of course, it's first come, first serve. If we need to go get more, we can do that. Whether it's on my bike or my son-in-law takes my car, whatever. Sharon's got a ride too. So we're all coming up on this pretty quick, and I'm really looking forward to meeting a lot of you guys up there, seeing you, talking with you, getting your thoughts on how you think the video goes, the gatherings, how you think the podcast goes, the Mountain Mysteries, and now the Mountain Mysteries blurs. I guess that would be plural because there's going to be more than one. So our hope is that you come on up and you grab something to eat, you hang out for a while, hang out for the whole day. That's fine. That's what we'd love to see you do. I know some people will have to come and, stop by and say, hey, grab them a hot dog and take off. I understand that, everybody has families and we've got things that go on. I get that. I've pretty much blocked off the whole day for this since the Mountain Mysteries is hosting this. The Mountain Mysteries and 606 Paranormal, I should say, because they are a big part of this too. And Sharon and what we've got going on. And on the live video Thursday, I'm hoping that we'll be able to show you some videos. Apparently, Sharon had conducted I don't know, it was more than just an EVP session, but she tried to make contact with April Saturday, and she did, apparently. I did, whether or not you believe in these kind of things, I respect your opinion, but I've been around and I've had things happen to me, and I know that this can happen. But I've talked to Sharon, and her and Stace are going to try to get me the videos so we can have on Thursday's gatherings right here. Some of the questions that were asked were, I don't want to jack this up, so that's what I'm thinking. Some of the questions asked were, are you going to be at the Celebration of Life? Sharon said the K2 meter pegged out. Yes, it's for April, it's for Tim, it's for Dwayne, and families. I consider myself a part of these families. And the reason why is because you get emotionally attached. You can't help it. So, yeah, I think of these people as family too. And I did know April and Tim. But Tim Stambo's family is going to be there. Of course, April will be there represented by a host of people, myself included. Sharon, her brother Tim Pennington, and a lot of family members, Holly, and the list goes on, Serena, and there's so many people. And I certainly don't mean any disrespect if I don't mention your name. It's just that there's like so many. And then we've got people from Dwayne's family, people from Tim's family, and their friends. We will start off the day's events with prayer. My daughter, albeit she may not know it yet, is going to sing the national anthem because I am very patriotic. And I am very respectful for the sacrifices that our veterans make and have made, be they here with us or be they gone on to greener pastures. I am red, white, blue, gun-toting, bacon-eating, Harley-Davidson loving, even though Harleys are probably manufactured in 32 countries around the world, or at least with parts from 32 countries around the world. I love this country. Even though right now it is divided by design. I still love this country. I think it's great. I think it's one of the greatest countries in the world. So it's we will start things like that, and then after that, on occasion, Sharon and I will probably be sharing a microphone or something, or thanks to Trevor Huff and Trevelation Mobile Entertainment and Great Scott, who will be there singing some songs for us. So we are going to talk about the memories. We're going to talk about the behind the scenes of the podcast, which was episode 1, Tragedy at Paintsville Lake. and how this all came about. And this thing keeps growing like gangbusters. It just keeps getting bigger and bigger. And you know what? I'm okay with that. I told Sharon last weekend in a conversation, told her about being up and getting back up at 4 o'clock and coming down here because this thing just would not let me sleep. And all I could keep hearing was blurs, blurs, blur, blur, short story, blur, make it for the Patreon people, blur, do the video, talk about the blur, talk about the upcoming episodes. And I told Sharon I felt like I was being led by God to do these things. Now, am I asking God to make me able to retire off this? No, I'm just asking him, let me help people. Use me to help people. If that's what you want, then use me. And it would sure see as though that's what he's doing. It seems like. So anyways, I know I'm rambling like so many of these things. I said the hell with scripting this stuff because really it's going to change from second to second. What I do is I rely on emotion, just raw emotion and the thoughts as they come. Isn't that life? I mean, isn't that what we do in everyday life? Life is unscripted. The podcasts are scripted. And the reason why is because I don't want to wander off on tangents like I'm doing right now. Maybe I've got a touch of ADHD. I don't know. All I know is as it comes to me, I speak it. And that's, to me, is about as real as you can get. So, May 8th, 2021, noon, Shelter 4, Painesville Lake. Already booked, paid for, reserved. Come on up. We're going to get the rest of the stuff for the free cookout, or for the cookout for you guys. I guess that's Friday. And Sharon's going to show me some of the things that they found over the weekend, which I thought was great. She is going to show me something too that to be frankly honest with you, I dread it. You see, I knew April. But when she died in May of 91, I couldn't get myself to go to the funeral. I thought at that time I'd rather remember her like she was. So Friday I'm going to go to it. Sharon has it on DVD. I'll be honest with you, it scares the hell out of me. Seeing somebody that you love like that. Stacy swears I'm empathic. Maybe I am. I don't know. All I know is you get close and you can't help that. At least I can't. I don't think anybody could say I'm a sociopath. They may say I'm a little psychotic sometimes, but I don't think I'm a sociopath. So, because I do care. You can't help but care about people and their families when you see them going through this kind of pain, when you see them hurt. And then you do something like I do. You get involved. Marie Lovelace had sent me this video of Dwayne trying to ride this horse. And I don't mean a big horse. This was like a little horse, it kind of puts you in the mind of a small pony, a Shetland pony or something like that. Anyways, he had a hell of a time out of that thing, but he rode it. I mean, he went 8 seconds until the horse said no more. I thought I was going to cry. I was laughing so hard. I was like, my God. I said, this guy, wow. Where did that come from? But, you see something like that and you can't but automatically think to yourself, I like this guy, or I like her, or I like him, or I like them. And with the Mountain Mysteries, it's not always one victim. April and Tim. And then there's Dwayne. Dwayne wasn't the only victim in this. You had Marie, you had Mildred, you had Herbie, and a host of people I'm not mentioning. They were all victims. Because when you lose somebody you love, you never get that piece of fulfillment back in your life. Never. And I don't care if it's because of murder or an accident or a natural cause. Death is death is death. Its finality sucks, but there is good news there. That good news is that God has told us one day again, you will be together, and this time never to part. That's not quoting direct scripture, by the way, but that's how I took it, and that's how every pastor I've ever spoken to has taken it. Look, he's made us this promise. When we get together again the next time, we will never have to part again. Yes, that is a sigh of relief, because I miss my parents every day. People I've lost along the way in high school: Gary, Kim, Angel, Jimmy. The other side of that is that I'm blessed to still have some of my friends here by first name: Dave, Trevor, Chris, Billy, Jimmy. Don't talk to him much. I haven't talked to him much these days, but don't mean I love them any less. They're great people. And so many more. So many more. And every day you got a new chance to meet somebody and make a new friend, make a new acquaintance. And that's how it works. Acquaintances can turn into friends. There was the first time that I met Chris, the first time I met Trev, first time that I met Dave, first time I met Jimmy and Billy, first time I met Travis, and the list goes on. And all you got to do is be a halfway decent human being to people. A little bit of respect goes a long way. And as it so happens, I've got a lot of respect for these people. Yes, follow us on Facebook, The Mountain Mysteries. Wow. This thing is almost at 1,000 likes now and growing. And I think it launched in, don't hold me to it, but I think February. The first episode didn't air till March 5th, which was Tragedy at Painesville Lake. And the downloads are, people are discovering it. And who's behind that? You. You talk about the podcast, you share it, as it comes up in conversation, and you let people know, you might want to check this out. This is pretty good. It's not about me. It's about them. That's what makes it good. Y'all get bored as hell with me pretty quick. I'm really not that exciting. But the stories that these people have, I was on my Harley last weekend coming back from the dealership. Just went up there to say hey. And in the community I live in, there is a really large cemetery. And I remember looking over as I'm riding north, and I looked over to my right, and I saw the cemetery with that big, beautiful red, white, and blue American flag flying. And I noticed, and I had a thought that the cemetery looks like it's almost full. But every person that's laid to rest there is a story. And I ain't talking about for the Mountain Mysteries. I'm talking about each life is a story. Every single person has a story. And those stories are unique. The pain, the happiness, the joy, the fears, the anxiety. They're all unique. What a God we serve. Can't even wrap my head around it. But every time I see a person, they've got a story. And we don't know what that story is. That's why I try to never judge somebody else. I'm no judge. People fight addictions every day. Hell, I'm addicted to stuff myself. Look at that. I'm addicted to that and coffee and, well, coffee, yeah. But, well, yeah, actually I am. But we addiction is addiction. It doesn't matter what it is. So don't judge. I don't try to judge anybody. What was it that Christ said? Hate the sinner or hate the sin, not the sinner. Yeah. Sound advice. But when I drove by this thing, I thought about all these people that were there and they had stories, and then it hit me, it's not just the people that are laid to rest there that have the stories. The guy passing you in the F-150 right now, or the Silverado, or that family in the Honda minivan. Every single one of them in there, every one of them, they've got a story. So, who tells their stories when they're gone? I can't tell them all. But by telling the stories I can, I keep their memories alive. And by doing so, that keeps them alive. What I'm asking you is to come on up May 8th and help us keep those memories alive. This is a celebration of life for April Renee Pennington, Timothy Hobart Stambo, and James Dwayne Lovelace. It's also for their families, their friends, the people that loved them and that they loved. That's what this is about. And to bring these families together and to bring these friends together, to make new friends that have a common core bond. And then they lean on each other. There you go. That's what this is about. This ain't about making money to keep the lights on. I'll figure that out. Besides that, I've always believed if you do things the right way, you'll be just fine. You'll be better than fine. See, karma is either one of two things. She's either a bitch or she's your best friend. You do somebody wrong, that's going to come back to you. You can bet on that. Oh, yeah. But if you do something right, or if you do somebody right for the right reasons, that'll come back to you too. It does not bother me a bit that my name is either on or not on this. What I do want, though, is for you guys to show up, have a good time, listen to these people, listen to the stories, listen to how Sharon, I'm going to be asking her some pretty tough questions. How have you handled this? Do you handle this? How have you coped? Maybe that's a better question. Faith, the greatest gift of all, hope and love. That's how we handle this. That's what I imagine. So, anyways, come on up, grab you a couple of hot dogs, hamburgers, whatever. I think some of James' family is kind and sweet enough to be bringing some cupcakes. Oh yeah, now we're talking, and they're just great people. So, and Sharon's husband Charlie, love his heart, has made enough baked beans to feed the Scandinavian army for like 6 months. I mean and I love them. Oh my Lord. Oh yeah, I love baked beans, hot dogs, and we're going to sit around, move around, and if anybody wants to know more about the story of April, Sharon will be there. She is the person that knows more than anybody that I can think of. I'll be there if you want to talk to me about it. If I don't have an appropriate answer, I'll get it because Sharon and I are close. We're very good friends. I will ask her and get you any answers because this is all about remembering folks. And I want to talk about Dwayne. I want to talk about Tim. I want to talk about their families and that love that is still there. Death is not all powerful. No, love. Oh, well, That's a little different because love you take with you in this life. Everybody pays one death for this life, whether it's today, tomorrow. We don't know when that's going to be. But after that debt is paid, there's been a greater debt that has been paid on our behalf over 2,000 years ago. That way, once that particular debt is paid in this life, we have life that goes on and on and on and on and on and never ends in the next life. Saturday, May 8th, noon. If you get there a few minutes early, it's fine. Come on by. We'll chat for a spell. We'll talk. Bring your kids. If they want to hop up there on one of those bikes, even if mine's the only one there, let them. As long as they are safe and I'm nearby or the parents are nearby, take pictures of it. That's fine. They make those things every day. It's about the memories. It's about the people. That's why I bought the bike, because it's about the memories. So I made a ton of those with my dad. Guys, I'm going to hop off of here tonight because we got Thursday coming up too. That's when we'll talk again. Remember, Blurs, strictly on and for Patreons. I'd love to have you guys as Patreon subscribers to help us keep this thing rolling. But more than importantly than that, I love y'all. I think you are some of the greatest people I've ever met just for listening to this thing and sharing it with other people. And if you know somebody out there that could use a little bit of a helping hand or a lot of a helping hand, bring them with you. Somebody who's lost somebody, bring them with you. All right? Bring them with you. But remember, no alcohol. It is a state park. KSP and other law enforcement agencies will be present. And this thing is looking like it's going to have several people at it. So we don't want to, I do not want any of us to have a bad name. But there's going to be stuff up there for you to drink. And apparently there's going to be some dessert too. So that's all nice and well. And if you guys want to bring something, you're welcome to. If you want to bring some, if anybody wants to bring any banana pudding, I'm just saying. Anywho, I hope that you guys have a great evening and look forward to talking to you live on Thursday. Tell some friends about it. Facebook, The Mountain Mysteries. 8:00 is when we go live. I know we started a little earlier than that this evening. But Thursday's a date that time frame, unless enough of you guys say, hey, I think it'd be better at 7 or something like that, then I'm fine with that. That's cool. I've got no problem with that. Okay. So until we meet each other again, until we see each other again, I am Chris Lone for the Mountain Mysteries Blur, and also the Mountain Mysteries Gatherings. Love y'all. Hope that you have a great evening. Talk to you Thursday. Until then, stay mysterious.
From one coast to the other, mysteries are everywhere, and we will continue to pursue the answers to those questions and more. Please share, like, and rate the Mountain Mysteries podcast and tell your friends to tune in on Facebook or YouTube. The Mountain Mysteries gatherings are each Thursday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you'd like to support the Mountain Mysteries search and help these families, join us on Patreon, or you can make a one-time donation as well. The Mountain Mysteries and the Mountain Mysteries gatherings are property of the Pantry Studios and Chris Sloan, who writes and produces the content. If you would like to reach out to the Mountain Mysteries, please email us at pantrystudio@yahoo.com. Until next time, my friends, stay mysterious.
I will
a Pantry Studio production.